Now to figure out how to make this happen. Just learning how to do this YouTube stuff. All right. All right. Brand new to YouTube. Used to stream on Twitch. Was an interesting experience on Twitch. It's not really. It's not really an atmosphere for talking hockey and whatnot. So we're gonna give YouTube a try. I'm the hockey dude, and I love talking hockey. So why not do it with you? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just trying to see. Just trying to see how I can how I can make this happen. Bear with me, as I'm really new to the YouTube world. Not really sure. Not really sure how to go about figuring things out here yet. It's gonna be a work in progress. What's up, Trenton? What's good, brother? Yo, I have a question. I have a feeling that the Kraken are going to be good, man. I have a feeling that's going to be a good team. I don't see why not. They could get a lot of good players in that expansion draft. They could be really good. They could be really, really good. There's a lot of good players that are going to be left unprotected for the expansion draft. They could be another Vegas. I don't know how much you follow hockey, but if you're familiar with the Vegas Golden Knights, I mean, they've been unbelievable since their inaugural season. Man, they haven't really stopped where they started, and it's been since day one. It's been since they first stepped foot on first skated on the ice, if you will. So that's a positive situation for what the Kraken can bring forward when they get into the league. There's going to be a lot of good players going to Seattle. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, I love to talk hockey. I'm Anthony, a.k.a. the Hockey Dude. I love to know who you are, where you're from, who your favorite team is, who's your favorite player, all good stuff like that. Who'd you watch, the Thunderbirds? You'll start to follow again once the Kraken come to town. All the Americans. Yeah, good team. I mean, there's nothing like going to a hockey game, right? Let's be honest. There's probably no better experience in the sports world than having an experience at the hockey game. Oh, that's pretty cool. I had a kid in high school who was phenomenal, and I always thought that he would go pro, but he never really put his mind and heart to it. It's unfortunate. The kid was a phenomenal hockey player. Jose, what's up, buddy? Oh, Trenton, there you go. That's the way to get over, huh? So what's up, everybody? Got a lot to talk about in a little bit of time tonight. I am exhausted as always. You see these eyes? I've been up since 3:15 this morning for work. I got home from my in-laws last night at about 11:30. So I'm lucky if I'm going on 4 hours sleep. And I got a lot to do after this still. And I got to prepare for work tomorrow. Oh, come on, buddy. How awesome is it, though? How awesome is this thing? I figured my inaugural YouTube video, I have to make it where it's wild. I have to bust out the good stuff, you know? This thing is phenomenal. This thing is phenomenal. I love it. I'm a big fan of this jersey. This jersey will be worn out. It won't just be worn on the Hockey Dude. That's for sure. That's for sure. Hey Jose, I got something interesting that I came across today. It has nothing to do with a specific team. It actually has to do with TSN versus the NHL Network. Let me bring up my stats. Let me bring up my stuff here. Um, there was an interesting scenario as I was flipping through the pages today and the Twitter and the Instagram and all that good stuff. And I came across the power rankings. Okay, great. I love to see the jumps. I love to see who's where. I love to see how the trend is flowing. Excuse me. And it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting that there are differences as to how the NHL network has their power rankings compared to the sporting news and how they have their rankings. And I was kind of surprised. I was kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. Really? But I understand, and everybody has their own opinions, and everybody lays things out with their own logic and their own formulas, if you will, for lack of a better term. So, with that being said, I just I gotta tell you what TSN had And then we'll go over how the NHL Network had theirs. Actually, we'll do it vice versa. Because I like the way TSN broke it down. But you got 1 through 10, and I only took 1 through 10 from TSN as well, even though they do, I believe, the top 15 or 16. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So, on the NHL Network, excuse me, I got an itch in my throat. On the NHL Network, they have the Lightning first, the Hurricanes second, the Islanders third, the Panthers fourth, the Golden Knights fifth, the Capitals sixth. Remember that. The Wild seventh, the Penguins eighth, the Maple Leafs ninth, the Avalanche 10th. Okay? Okay. No big deal. Sounds good. You know, is what it is. Wonderful. So then I jump over to TSN. And I kind of respected theirs a lot more than what I observed from the NHL networks. I think theirs were more involved and in depth, and they had goal differential percentages and a few other things, win percentages, and a couple other variables and attributes that really made sense as to how they put the teams where they did. Great, all fine and dandy. So they had the Hurricanes first. Now the Hurricanes are sitting atop with a 26-1 record. This is without Peter Mrazek. So they're quite an interesting team. Leafs fans, are you kicking yourself? Are you missing James Reimer? No rhymer or reasoner. Are you missing him? Are you missing him right now? No, because you got Soupy, and I can understand that. Michael Hutchinson looked like a sieve the other night. Freddie Anderson looks like he's throwing the towel in. So, whatever. James Reimer and his Carolina Hurricanes are on top of the power rankings. They stand with a record of 26-1. Now, you don't have to miss Reimer. You know why? Because you got Soupy. Am I right or am I right? What do you say, Jose? I wonder if the lag is any different here than it was over on the other platform, because that other platform was terrible. Yep, you got Soupy. And Soupy could damn well be a starter. And I don't know if this season's a little bit of a foreshadowing or not, but you never know. No, interrupt away, buddy. That's what this is. This is a discussion. This is a chat. I'm just going on a tangent right now because so flip-flop the top two teams between the NHL Network and TSN. Okay, TSN has the Bolts sitting second on their power rankings, 19-5-2 record. Okay, wonderful. I don't think that either power rankings had this correct. I think the team that deserves to be atop of the power rankings are who both had third, should be first, and that's the New York Islanders. 9 wins in a row, their last one coming without Captain Anders Lee. Okay, Ilya Sorokin has lived up to the promise, in my opinion. Semyon Varlamov is doing exactly what he did, and he hasn't looked anything different than he was last year, which was stellar. And yes, I understand it's a Barry Trotz system, but they play two-way hockey, each and every one of those forwards and defensemen. They have a hell of a young team. The veterans know their role. They chip in accordingly. Hell, Matt Martin has 5 or 6 goals on the year. Thank you, Andy. First of all, thank you for being here. Second of all, thank you. Exactly. And the Islanders have won 9 damn straight games. Are you kidding me? And you're sitting third in the power rankings? That makes absolutely no sense to me. Yes, Jose, they have. But that's what a good coach gets you. A good coach gets you to buy in. A good coach gets you to be that way. If any team won 10 in a row. So here's where, let's get into the next one, okay? The National Hockey League Network has the Panthers at 4th, and TSN has the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights are 18-6-1. The Panthers are 18-5-4. The Panthers are a huge surprise this year, if you ask me. Huge surprise, which is fine. But we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about my My Vegas Golden Knights, my adopted Vegas Golden Knights. I love me some Alex Tuck. I love me some Marc-Andre Fleury, even though I hated him for a century. I love him now. Love me some Robin Leonard. His story, I commend him. I tip my cap to him. But they flip-flopped this one too, the Panthers and the Golden Knights. Now, let me jump down a few spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both power rankings have the Minnesota Wild at 7. The Islanders are 3rd and the Wild are 7. If you're asking me, if you want my opinion, which I know most of you don't, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. If you're asking me, the Islanders and the Wild should be 1 and 2 in the power rankings right now this week. It changes weekly, goddammit. And like Andy said, it should be heavily favored over the last 10 games. And the Minnesota Wild have obtained points in their last 9 games. I don't think they have a regulation loss in their last 9 games. Oh, that's awesome news, Andy. Thank you. And yes, the center depth in Long Island is insanely awesome. That's just a good team. I was telling Jose the other day via Messenger, it's going to be the Islanders and the Golden Knights for the Cup this year. I can't see it any other way. I see the Islanders taking out the Flyers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I see them going on to take on the Vegas Golden Knights for the Stanley Cup Finals. That's my bold prediction. Where early on, let's just say we've played 25 games. We'll say 25 games. I don't. With the showing the Leafs have had over the last couple of games, and I'm sorry, I don't mean any offense to either one of you, but with the showing that they've had over the last couple of games, I cannot see them going to the promised land. I just can't see it happening. Montreal's not going to get there. They don't have enough. And now Joel Edmondson's going to miss like 8 weeks. So they're in a lot of trouble. They're not going to go anywhere. I'm biased, so of course I'm going to say the Flyers are going to be at least in the conference finals. I doubt it highly. Yeah, Jose. I definitely know where you stand with your beloved Freddie Anderson. It's unfortunate, though, Andy. There's a lot of bright talent on that team. And we know that's not going to happen, Jose. We just know that's not going to happen. Well, so the power rankings continue. Both rankings have the Leafs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. TSN has them at 8, and the NHL Network has them at 9. The Leafs are 19-9-2. So they're not as bad as they seem, and they could be better, but it's a collapse. They're going through a little bit of a downfall right now. There's a downward spiral going on in Toronto, and it's got to be stopped ASAP. It's got to be. The TSN has the Oilers 9th. The Oilers. And the NHL Network has the Avalanche 10th, and TSN has them 6th. Where the NHL Network has the Capitals 6th, and TSN doesn't even have the Capitals in their top 10. Who comes up with these power rankings? Who's giving the right to someone to put these numbers together because they're as similar as they are, there are vast differences. So forget the similarities. Let's go into the differences. Why are the Caps being left out and the Oilers being brought in? Guys, is it Canadian bias? Is TSN has the Oilers and not the Capitals, and the NHL Network has the Capitals and not the Oilers? Is it Canadian American bias? Do you guys think that there's a bias? Okay, so I'm not crazy. So there is somewhat of a bias with TSN putting their rankings together the way they did. But however, on the flip side, NHL Network putting their American team. I don't know why my phone's blowing up at 8:22 at night when everybody I know knows that I'm doing this right now. I don't disagree whatsoever, Jose. I must be the lag. We'll blame it on the lag, which is fine. But yeah, man, it's crazy to I looked at both of these almost through a microscope, and I was like, what? Why are there so many differences? And I don't care if it's a difference of who's at top and who's not on top. I don't care who's on top and who's not on top. Thank you for that update, Jose. It's good to know. I wish I could do something about that. Unfortunately, I can't. Yeah, clickbait definitely helps. Um, Clickbait's definitely something. But the Oilers are 18-12. Not any other team on TSN's power rankings is in double-digit losses. So why are they there? Excuse me, I'm exhausted. I've been up since 3:15 or something, 3:30. I don't even know. It's been a long day. Been a long, long day. I don't know what it is. It just these are the few little things that annoyed me. Right, right. But they still have 12 losses. So if we're going by Andy's formula, then rightfully so, they've been on a streak. They deserve to be in the top 10. Maybe on the bubble, sitting at 11th, which I think would be more just. But whatever, I digress. How the Islanders and the Wild are not 1-2 this week is beyond me. And kudos to the Hurricanes. And I'm so sick of the Lightning always being there. And how dare you disrespect? I don't have that information, Jose. But how dare you disrespect the Islanders and the Wild with the runs that they have been on? That's where I get extremely aggravated. The Wild and the Islanders are on a 9-game winning streak. I believe the Wild are on points in their last 9 games. Um. So Andy, I could look at a few teams around the league and kind of play devil's advocate with you. Um, Vegas, the Islanders, you got to give them credit. Um, in short, at least those two can give the Lightning a run for their money in the management department. I mean, look at what these teams are doing. In that sense, okay. I was not thinking in that sense. That makes sense. Okay, so in that regard, yes, the Lightning probably have the best management in the league because they have been doing this for, nearly 10 years. It's been a journey for them. But they get championships. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, that's what we all want. At the end of the day, that's all Charlie Conway wanted. Gordon Bombay set out a scheme, and he just needed his players to follow it. And then the flying V. Yes, I made it plural for whatever reason. I'm blaming it on lack of sleep. 3.5 hours last night. You kidding me? Oh, it's one of those nights, boys. I'm gonna keep something in the bag for tomorrow night. Um, some stats that I saw today that we'll talk about tomorrow night because that's going to be a fun conversation. I just wanted to get into the platform here and see what it was all about and learn how to tweet and Facebook links and stuff like that. Say hello to you guys as it's been a few days, and I'm really happy to see you both here and everybody else who is background in the background lurking. Um, thanks for lurking. Thanks for being here. Uh, Hopefully, you'll enjoy the conversation and you'll join in. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. Looking to have a conversation, a hockey conversation, like these damn power rankings that I'm so upset about because they do not have the Islanders and the Wild in the top spots. Craziness. Craziness. I mean, what do you guys think? Andy, Jose, am I nuts? Or is it rightfully deserving for the Islanders and the Wild to right now be 1 and 2 in the NHL power rankings? Let me know. Okay, indeed. Not necessarily 1 and 2, fine. But of the top three, they are deserving to be there. And they should be there. And it's really got me in a bit of a frenzy that they're not there. I want to see how the week progresses. I'm holding on to these power rankings. They've won 9 in a row. Gotta excuse me there. They've won 9 in a row. That's it. But that depends on what happens over the next 4 or 5 games, depending on how many they play this week. But it's something to keep an eye on for sure. It's something I'm going to really, really keep an eye on for sure. I want to make sure that I'm not losing my mind and we don't come into this next week talking about the power rankings and I'm being all over the place again. What if the Islanders go on a 13 or 14 game winning streak? they still going to have Carolina or the Bolts on top of that list, I think I'll lose it. I'm not even an Islander fan. So the Islanders are 19-6-4, and the Lightning are 19-5-2. The Hurricanes are 26-1. By those numbers, they all have similar percentage points. Casey Cizikas, Andy, that's my boy, as you see in the CEHL. So Casey Cizikas is one of the best fourth liners. Maybe one, one of the best around the league. You got to knock the champ out. Matt Martin is married to Boomer Esiason's daughter, local Long Island guy, ex-quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals and New York Jets. He's a die-hard Ranger fan. Can you imagine how much that must eat him up at night? Thanks, Ali. I first time I've ever heard that. So yeah, wow, that just threw me for a loop. I've never heard that in my 42 years. So you were a big Bengals guy, huh? You love the Esiason? I had to watch Ken O'Brien for years because Raider football wasn't on TV. So for years I watched Ken O'Brien and Jeff Hostetler. No, Phil Simms. Phil Simms. It is what it is. Oh, 55-10. 55-10. I remember that. Many people around the world remember that. But this is a damn hockey show. The hell are we doing talking about the National Football League and Boomer Esiason and the Cincinnati Bengals? You almost did it with Kaepernick a couple years ago. That was a fun one too. If Jimmy G could ever stay healthy, who knows? But this is a damn hockey show. All right, YouTube, I'm here. I'm here and it's happening. So that's what's up now. I'm here, YouTube, but I want to know about you. I want to know who you are. I want to know where you're from. I want to know who's your favorite team. I want to know who's your favorite player. I want to hear your suggestions for show topics. I want to know what you want to talk about. Let's get it all in there. Jose, Andy, throw suggestions my way. You were doing it prior, and I know life gets busy, but give me some topics. Let's make this a real fun time here on YouTube. That's what we're gonna do. Yes, I did bring up Boomer, and yes, Jimmy G could be a good quarterback, man. He really could. By the way, guys, thanks to Ali, I look gay. Which, hey, man, I must be a good-looking dude then. What can I say? No, Andy. I still have my list in front of me. Um, there's a lot of names on that list. I'm not going to give it up, but we could do that one night this week. We could do that one night this week. There's another topic I want to talk about. Some statistics that I saw earlier today, which really just, I was like, wow, that's some good stuff. I'll talk about the 2011 NHL draft and the top point getters from that year. But we'll do the Hall of Fame show one night this week. I want to make sure. I tried a couple times. You guys weren't available. I'm not going to do it without you. It just makes it a lot easier, a lot more fun to banter back and forth about who says what and why you think this guy should be in and this, that, and the other. And you get it. You get it. But this went off pretty good. This one I had a few glitches in the beginning. The backdrop looks awesome here. So much better than the other place. Zach Hyman won me my fantasy league last week, single-handedly. Yo, I'm thrilled to have him on my team. Jose, are you 7-2 as well? I think you're 7-2 as well. Yeah, Hyman's 2-goal game the other night really put me over the edge. And he had a goalie playing, and I was like, oh, no. But he benched him. Is that so? First and only to hit 2,000? Brag, buddy, brag. Brag away. I'm surprised I'm not there. Whatever. Not that I'm trying to toot, but we're both 7-2. So obviously my goalies has carried me a little bit farther than your offenseman. So we'll have to get Andy into the league next year. Make it more fun. We'll be able to banter each other on the live. That could go over real well. So now all I got to do is figure out how to integrate you guys once a week, alternating weeks. That'll be fun too. We're going to figure it all out. We're here. We're here for the long haul. We're here for the long haul. I got to integrate you guys into a show once a week. That'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully, we get some more viewers and we get the chat rolling and all that good stuff. But with that being said, gentlemen, as always, appreciate you being here. Love the conversation. We're going to do this a lot this week. I'm back. We're back. We're new. We're fresh. It's a new start. It's a fresh start. YouTube, here we are. We're not going anywhere. We're right here. And this is where we're going to stay. And damn, that backdrop looks really good. That's a nice backdrop. My wife did real good. But gentlemen, I'm going to get going. My time is up for the chat. Thank you, Andy. Thank you for being here. Jose, thank you for being here. Everybody else in the background, thank you for being here. Ali, thank you for your kind words. I will sleep better tonight because of you. But until next time, peace.